The Champa Biswas case is a haunting story that unfolded during the chaotic period often referred to as Jungle Raj in Bihar, where lawlessness and political corruption overshadowed the lives of ordinary citizens. At the heart of this tale is Champa Biswas, a young woman married to Biswas, a senior IAS officer in Bihar. Her ordeal would become a powerful symbol of both the horrors inflicted upon women and the brutal misuse of political power in the state. A fateful move. In 1995, Champa and her family moved into an apartment complex at Hartali Chowk in Patna, hoping for a stable life as her husband climbed the ranks of the IAS. Unknown to them, this move would soon bring them close to figures deeply embedded in Bihar's political power structure, people who would later use their influence in unthinkable ways. Among their neighbors were Hemlata Yadav, a respected MLA of the ruling RJD, and her son, Mrityunjay Yadav. Hemlata's political influence and the family's close ties with top leaders gave them significant power in the area, including over law enforcement. Hemlata held an influential position as head of the state's Women's Welfare Board, ironically tasked with protecting women's rights, which made Champa feel she could trust her. However, she soon discovered the sinister intentions of her neighbors. Entrapped and betrayed. Champa's first encounter with Mrityunjay was engineered under false pretenses. One day, she was lured to the building's servant quarters by a couple, Jugal Kishore Gupta and his wife Rita, who promised her assistance in finding household help. Upon entering, Champa was horrified to find Mrityunjay waiting for her. The couple locked the door, leaving her trapped and vulnerable. In that confined space, Mrityunjay violated her. This event would be the beginning of a nearly 2-year nightmare of coercion, sexual exploitation, and violence that she and her family would endure. The Reign of Terror. Over the months, Mrityunjay's assaults escalated in frequency and brutality. He would intimidate and control Champa with threats against her family, ensuring her silence. The violence wasn't limited to her alone. Champa reported that her elderly mother, niece, and even their domestic workers were also subjected to horrific abuse by Mrityunjay and his associates. The ordeal was so severe that Champa had to undergo an abortion and eventually chose sterilization to prevent further pregnancies that could result from these repeated assaults. What made Champa's suffering even more unbearable was Hemlata's role in her plight. Champa claimed that Hemlata, rather than protecting her, actively encouraged Mrityunjay's abuse, taking advantage of her position of authority. This betrayal struck Champa deeply, as Hemlata, an elected official, should have been a beacon of protection and justice, not an accomplice to such heinous acts. The turning point. Champa's silence broke when her young children stumbled upon Bablu uncle, a name Mrityunjay was called by the family, harming their mother. Shocked and traumatized, they ran to inform their father, who was devastated by the news. Biswas, though a high-ranking IAS officer, found himself powerless against Mrityunjay's political shield. When he initially tried to seek justice, he was met with threats and intimidation, even at the highest levels of law enforcement. To protect his family, he made the difficult decision to relocate them to Delhi, where they changed residences over 20 times to stay safe. In Delhi, Champa found her voice. With the support of her husband, she penned letters detailing her experiences, reaching out to the National Human Rights Commission, the SC/ST Commission, and the Bihar governor at the time, S.S. Bhandari. Bhandari, recognizing the gravity of the allegations, referred her complaint to the Union Home Ministry, and it became a political storm. The media and political outcry. Champa's case gained national attention when Sushil Kumar Modi, a prominent BJP leader, held a press conference in 1998 to spotlight her accusations. He condemned the RJD's rule, suggesting that Champa's story was one of many such atrocities covered up by political influence. Modi's public statements brought Champa's plight to the forefront of public discourse, as her story became a rallying cry against the widespread violence and exploitation in Bihar. Champa's accusations extended to other political figures, including allegations against Lalu Prasad Yadav, a top RJD leader. She claimed that Hemlata took her to meet these influential men, who also violated her under promises of protection and government jobs for her family. Champa's fight was no longer just a personal battle. It became symbolic of the resistance against Bihar's political exploitation. The legal struggle and verdict. Despite the political and social support Champa received, the legal battle was arduous. Witnesses, including Champa's niece and some domestic workers, mysteriously disappeared, and one key witness died under suspicious circumstances. These incidents cast a shadow over the legal proceedings and further highlighted the fear and danger surrounding anyone associated with the case. Eventually, the courts did convict Mrityunjay Yadav, sentencing him to 10 years in prison. However, Hemlata Yadav was released after her pre-trial detention, with the court exercising leniency. Champa, though somewhat relieved by Mrityunjay's conviction, expressed frustration that justice had only been partial. She criticized the court's decision, as she felt Hemlata's role had been equally culpable. Moreover, the influential leaders Champa accused of involvement faced no legal consequences, and she vowed to continue her fight for complete justice. Aftermath and legacy. The Champa Biswas case remains a stark reminder of the intersection of political power and lawlessness in Bihar during that era. Her courage in speaking out and confronting her powerful abusers sparked widespread outrage and inspired others to question the unchecked power of politicians. Although she never saw all her abusers held accountable, Champa's bravery in the face of adversity is remembered as a testament to resilience and the enduring fight for justice in a system marred by corruption.